So you want to know what causes that nagging pain that's around your kneecap? Stay here for the next few minutes and I'll tell you what to do to put an end to it. Listen, I'm gonna be plain and simple, but with all due respect, I have to tell you that you have to lower your ego like 50%. Because you and I both know that you got back to the same volume and the same amount of trainings what you were doing before your breaks. So basically, that's what causes your knee pain right now. So, scenario one, you're a basketball player and you used to do 3 or 4 times 2 hour long basketball sessions a week, and now you skip 2 weeks of training because of getting a cold or something, and now you got hop back to your same amount and the same volume of trainings, and now your knee hurts like hell. Scenario two, you're a runner who skipped maybe not so much, for example, 2 or 3 times of running sessions, and now you don't understand why something off with your kneecap, which is actually a tendon above and under your kneecap, but I'll get back to that one. Listen, I could mention hundreds of more examples, but it all comes down to you trying to get back to the same amount and same volume of training sessions you did before your huge break, which might have been huge, might have not been huge, never mind, your knee hurts a lot, so we have to solve it. My name is Moses, I'm an amateur fighter, and you can believe me when I say you don't actually have to visit your doctor with this problem at all, because it's gonna be a waste of time. I just keep repeating myself with this story because if you're part of my program, you have heard this about 100 times. I had to go to 3 different hospitals, which were free in my city, and neither of them could help me. Then I went to a private doctor, which is quite an expensive thing, both in Europe and in America, so it doesn't matter where you live, it's expensive. So I visited this private doctor, and even he couldn't tell me anything more useful than the previous ones, just to let it rest for a couple of days. And he prescribed me some anti-inflammation creams, which were quite expensive too, but that back then I thought it was gonna be helpful, but it wasn't. It was just actually a temporary solution. So I want to save you from all this, and I'm gonna show you step by step how to make your knee pain disappear forever. So the point is that you don't have to worry. I'm sure my knee pain back then was at least 2 times worse than yours is probably right now, and I cured it 100%, so you actually don't have to worry. So this is the only useful way for you to achieve the same results I did. Or of course you can visit your doctor with this and he'll most probably tell you the same shit I was told, but it's your choice. I don't want to force you into anything. It's your decision. Clearly our goal is not to make it disappear for a couple of hours, but forever. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna be doing incline board squats. The function of this is gonna be to determine how much it hurts when you're doing these squats. So now if it's 2 or 3 out of 10 and you're only a runner, basically the running is the only sport where you don't have to jump. You're just pressuring your patellar and your quadriceps tendons with a lot of weight every single time you make a step. So if you're a runner, if you're only running, and if the pain is only under 2 or 3 out of 10, then you can just slowly move up and progress your training sessions. So if, for example, you've been doing 2 times 10 kilometers a week, then you have to start with 3. So never ever do this 50% bullshit thing. I hear this so many times that it's actually the worst piece of advice I've ever heard. So please don't do that. 50% thing that you have to divide your running session or anything like that is bullshit. So if you skipped, for example, 3 or 4 running sessions and it hurts already, then start with 30%, at most 30%. So if you've been doing 10 kilometers, 2 times 10 kilometers a week, what I said before, then you have to do 3 kilometers at first. Then another 3 kilometer running session. And then if it's okay for you, then you can slowly, but promise me that you're going to be very, very slow, very, very careful with this. Slowly progress your running sessions up. But if you're a runner and the pain is above 3 out of 10, And if you're a basketball player or a volleyball player or a powerlifter or anything like that, then you're gonna do this exercise, what I'm gonna show you right now. I don't know what actually it's called in English, but the point on this, even though it looks kind of weird, the point of this is to strengthen your quadriceps slash patellar tendons, because these are the things under and above your kneecap that are hurting. So start with 5 times 45 seconds. If it's too much, then you can do 5 times 30 seconds with 2 or 3 minute resting laps. The point is to strengthen that goddamn tendon, okay? Then if these leg holds get easier, then you can do wall sits with 30/60 degree leg flexion. Again, it's 5 times 30 or 45 seconds. But the most important thing is that the degree on how much your leg is flexed should be only determined by you. So you're the person who feels the pain, not me, not anymore. But you have to determine it for yourself, how it hurts, where it doesn't hurt. If it's too terrible, then you can do 60 degree. If it's easy for you, then you can do 30 degree. If it's in the middle, then 45. You get my point, okay? So 5 times 30/45 second reps with 2 or 3 minute breaks. Do this every day, and it's gonna strengthen that patellar and quadriceps tendon. So the second phase of all this, if you have been doing these exercises, what I've just told you, for 1.5 or 2 weeks, your tendons should be much stronger. Then you can progress to the next level. So on level 2, we're gonna go back to the same 30 degree incline squats with which we determined how bad your knee hurts. So you're gonna do 3, 4, or 5 times 15 of these. I advise you to do them very, very slowly, because that's how your tendon is strengthening the most. Basically, that's it. I recommend doing 2 or 3 minute breaks between these 15 squats because they're kind of exhausting. But if you feel stronger, then you can do much less. It's up to you, okay? By the way, I have a program where we go much more in depth with all these exercises, and I literally hold your hand and do a step-by-step guide on how to cure every single existing type of knee pain in the world. So click the link down below in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.